off the tube. Welcome to the first video of the year. This wasn't going to be the first video of the year. I had another video that I filmed, I've edited it, it's ready, and then out of the blue I find myself making this instead. The one that was going to go up today, it can go up next week. It was in January. But life likes to throw us these surprise curveballs, and this morning I received an unexpected email. It was, in fact, a fan email. Got to keep that pause in there. There's a space between the fan and the email. Don't leave it out. Yeah, an unexpected Oh My Dinosaur fan email. The title of the email is Oh My Dinosaur Fan Email 5. Pretty sure we've only done 2 of these so far, but yeah, welcome back to Oh My Dinosaur Fan Email. Never leave the space out. But this isn't fan mail in the way you might expect. This isn't mail from a viewer. This isn't mail from a fan. This is a message from, I would argue, the person that likes me and my content the least. This is an email from me. That's right, the full title of this is Oh My Dinosaur Fan Email 5. This one's from the past. This is from past Gemington. So a little context before I read this. I'm doing this super. I've not had a thing to read type fan mail for ages. Remember I used to put on the fake glasses to read them. We're sticking with tradition here because I think past me would appreciate that. But yeah, back in 2017, I don't remember quite how, but I came across this thing where it was a sort of message in a bottle. You type up an email, they hold on to it for a predetermined amount of time, and then they send it to you. So you can send a message to your future self. And I thought, that's great. I'll send a message to me 5 years into the future, but that'll be long enough. I'll forget about this completely. I didn't forget about it completely. I remember trying really hard to forget it, and I just couldn't, because obviously if you try not to think about something, you'll constantly think about it. I remember months and months later, like 6 months, like a year later, I was like, oh, I'm still thinking about that. I've not forgotten it. I wish I could. But it turned up in my inbox, and I was like, oh no, it's past me. I know what this is. Except I don't actually remember the content of it. It was long enough had passed that I remembered sending it, I just didn't really remember what I'd said. If anything though, that fills me more with dread than if I knew what it was going to say. I mean, I've read it through. I'll be honest, this isn't my first reading of it, but the message tells me to make a video out of it, so okay, past me, it's your channel too. So yes, with that context out of the way, here is a message from early 2017 me. If you can cast your mind back that far, a very different person. Dear future Bad Gemington, it's me. It's not my real name, but out of all the things you could have called me, that's not the worst. If I have planned this correctly, then you should have absolutely no memory of ever having sent this. No. I think you maybe don't understand how long 5 years is. It's not enough to completely forget doing a thing. Not with your memory. With maybe like a normal person memory. Maybe things you should remember, you don't. Things you shouldn't remember, you will never forget. I'm going to leave it for like 5 years maybe. That seems about long enough. It's not. It's currently the 3rd of January 2017. Obama is still the president of the USA for a few more days. This feels like such a long time ago. The apocalypse hasn't happened. Yeah, well, I mean, it might have done, to be honest. Who knows? Peter Capaldi is still the Doctor, at least until the end of this year. Jodie's going to be gone by the end of this year. We're living in parallel Doctors. You haven't quite gone bald yet. Well, good news, I still haven't. The hairline doesn't seem to have done anything. I mean, it's still not great, but it's not gotten a whole lot worse. And hopefully now, on the current medication, it's not going to. Fingers crossed. I think this is probably about as bad as it's going to get. But yeah, if that's, I know that's like your biggest worry. I figured out why you were so worried about that. But yeah, it hasn't happened. So, yet. You haven't quite gone bald yet, and you just shaved off that terrible looking moustache. Oh gosh. I'd rather just not remember any moustaches being on my face. That's something I don't want to think about particularly. Do you remember that? That awful moustache that Sewage was so mean about? Yeah, I mean, the good news is there will be no more moustaches. They are a thing resigned to history forever. Literally, by this time next year, a physical impossibility. Do you remember Sewage? Sewage? No? Who that? Are you two still bros? I hope so. I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I am well aware that you can't let me know the answer to these questions. That's the downside to this sort of message in a bottle type things. It's very much a one-way thing. That is very much a bad sentence. That is not a very well written sentence. But yeah, I am answering the questions. You just can't hear me because you're in the past. I hope the last 5 years haven't been too bad. I mean, 2016 sucked hard, so surely 2022 is a better place. You think 2016's bad? Oh gosh, you poor naive soul. Please tell me they didn't give Trump a second term. That is the last of your worries. Like, no, they didn't. The one possible upside to modern day world, we don't have a President Trump. We do have Prime Minister Boris Johnson though, so, you know, pick your poison. How's the acting stuff going? It's not really. Have you progressed at all with that? Or did you just quit like a useless lump? Well, I mean, did I quit? I didn't get far enough to quit. Nothing's happened. I don't know what to tell you. I don't think anything ever will. I think you're a bit overly optimistic there. Did you think that you were going to be an actor? Was that the plan? It's not going to happen. If you're doing some dead-end job right now instead of being in like movies and stuff, I'm going to be really disappointed in you. Okay, well, here's the thing. You're not doing a dead-end job, you just not got a job. Is that worse? That's probably worse. Sorry. You turned 30 this year. What have you even been doing? I don't know. Early 2017, in terms of what I was doing with my life, it feels like no time has passed, even though it feels like a really long time. I've done nothing. I've done nothing with the last 5 years. Nothing. However, on the off chance that you have managed to do something interesting and or impressive, well done! I never doubted you. This doesn't feel good. I'd like to give particular special mention to our old friend Tom Baker, who is still very much alive and hopefully remains so in your world of the future. Yes! Finally, we've got something. Tom Baker is still alive. It's the only good thing in this miserable world. We still have Tom Baker. If not, then go to that. I don't want to be you. Look, you don't. To be honest, we've got Tom Baker. He's fine. Tom is fine. At time of recording. This is getting a bit long now, so I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to have this arrive on a Wednesday. That should give you enough time to get it put together for a Thursday video. One day is not enough notice. I'd already made Thursday's video. Why would you assume I don't have anything for this week? Bad planning. Give me a couple of days. That's a point. I hope YouTube still exists in the future. Otherwise, we're just going to get nothing. What do you mean we're going to get nothing? We're not going to get a video if YouTube doesn't exist. No, but like I'll still read this, regardless of the YouTube. The rest of the world wouldn't have known about this, but I'd still have read your email. Oh well, final words from past me. I hope all the things that worry me now seem unimportant and trivial to you now. Yes, they do. I don't even know what I was worried about in early 2017, but let me tell you this, you have a whole new slew of things to start worrying about. So enjoy that. Like, in about a year from now, you are going to fall to pieces and you're going to have a horrible time. Much in the same way that 2012 me's problems are just a load of nothing to current me. Yeah, I don't remember that version of me's problems either. Past me had it so easy. And I'm sure I will say that in 5 years' time about current me, because everything just gets worse as time goes by, doesn't it? It's a strange thing, time, isn't it? Do you remember those kids from Street Theatre? Yeah, I remember them. Not seen any of them in a long time, but I still see them occasionally on Facebook doing things. They were all 13 to 17 back then, right? Well, little Katie will be 19 this year, and Ruth, who was the oldest one apart from you, will be like 24. So if their youthfulness didn't already make you feel old, and trust me, it did, then that should make you feel even older. Okay, well, I suppose, yeah, I was thinking, why bring them up? Because that's such a long time ago, but no, that was recent. This was just like a couple of months after Street Theatre round 1. Yeah, I hadn't even done this. The second Street Theatre hadn't happened yet. This was between Street Theatres. Here's some news for you. You did Street Theatre again the following year with some of the same people from the first time and some new people that weren't there, and you had a nice time. And then they cancelled the Street Theatre Festival forever, and they don't do it anymore. And it wasn't because of COVID. BTW, that's one of the things in your future. You don't know COVID, past me. That is all the world is made up of nowadays, COVID. But yeah, it wasn't that. It was before COVID. They just, budget cuts, they stopped having it, and they will never have it again. I'm going to say this with confidence. I'd put money on it. It's been 5 years. That's not coming back. Then that should make you feel even older. Well, I mean, I am even older. You felt old then, at the age of 24. You're 29 now. You're old. Okay, well, happy times and places, my friend. I hope the last half-decade has been good to you. I hope this website still exists in 2022 to send this email to you, and I hope you don't mistake it for spam. Remember Spam? I wonder if he ever married that girl from the sausage factory. That's such a deep cut. I do get that reference, but gosh, that was that even recent then? Oh well, it's been nice, but I am merely an abstract concept, a part of your memory that has faded over time, a snapshot into the past. As always, thank you for watching, or reading, I guess, and have a nice day. You always, past Geminton. And then there's a very ugly picture of me, which I'm going to show you on the viewfinder there with my thumb up. So yeah, that's it. That is Oh My Dennis here, fan email 5. This one's from the past. I'm going to send another message to me in 5 years' time from now, since I can't reply to 5 years ago me, and I'm going to be brutal. She is going to have a horrible time, and it serves her right, because she's probably done even less than I have. So, yeah, thanks for sticking around and seeing what I had to say to myself. If you were here 5 years ago when I sent that, and you remember the version of me from then, how's that person doing? I don't know them. Well, that's it. That's the video. Honestly, it's kind of depressing. Yeah, bye. You turn 30 this year. Do you think I don't know that? I know how old I am.